Okay guys, what you're looking at is the tallest Trachycarpus fortunei that I have. I bought these as adult specimens 4 years ago in the end of August, so almost 4 years in the ground. And I've done some videos about how fast they can grow and how slow they can grow, so I'm going to show you these three. When I bought them originally, the biggest one on the right here was around a foot taller than the other two. There's the two smaller ones. And I want to show you how much these have grown. So in 4 years, it started right around here, and that's about 8 inches of growth in 4 years. This is kind of a hot spot and also a cold spot, and the soil is crap. And I would say this one probably maybe even a little less, 6 or 7 inches. And the biggest one seems to fare a lot better, and in some ways I think because it doesn't get blasted by the sun nearly as much, because they do face southwest, and the two in the front, there were no plants in front of them for a long time. And this one going up, so right here is the bloom stalk, I think from 2 years ago, and then up here is this year's. So this year it's probably grown about, this one's grown about 6 or 7 inches. The previous year, maybe 5. I think it was right around here, this kind of section, when I got it, maybe even a little less. So I'm putting it at 4 years, roughly 18 inches. So we'll give it 4 inches a year. As you can see, this palm looks really good. The first year I put it in, we had one of the worst winters on record. We had a lot of ice, a lot of snow, and these palms looked absolutely horrendous. And when spring came around, the fronds were just shredded. They were still mostly green, but I gave this thing a really kind of nasty looking haircut, kind of that pencil top, like how they cut sable palmettos for hurricanes. So it was like a hurricane cut. And since then, I've hardly removed the fronds, so just a few each year. So this is almost 3 years for these to, really start looking good again. They looked good last year, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to measure this one, which is the big one. I think it's got about 7 foot, the trunk. See? Will be my record. I would say 81 inches. Smaller one here, which is growing on a bit of an angle, I would say 54 inches, 53. So that's kind of interesting. So that one has been in the ground 4 years and has grown just a few inches. One of the ones I showed in a previous video has the same amount of trunk. It's actually a lot thicker than this one. And in 3 years, it grew from roughly a foot. So it's been growing on average 10 inches. Actually, no, not 10 inches. 13 to 14 inches a year, and this one has only grown 2 inches a year. And then I'm going to measure the last one here. This is a dry spot too. I do water these palms when I can. Try and give them a big soaking, and I do fertilize them with palm game because usually they look pretty crappy in the summer. So this one, they're right around 54 55 inches. So there they are. I'll get out of the sun. But you can see you get a lot of variability. And to be honest, I don't mind that these ones haven't grown. I kind of like them how they are. I wouldn't want really tall, skinny pencil poles just out in the middle. I planted all these beds around it last year, so most of these plants will get 6 to 8 feet with time. So I kind of want them to catch up a bit. We got another trachy back there that's really starting to take off this year. And I have some princeps and some sable in here. So anyway, here's another video on growing trachys and growth rate.